Welcome back, my Duelist friends. Casual Duelist here. It is Sunday, so again, happy Sunday, my friends. Now, I know that we just did the deck, and the deck is kind of like the whole sales pitch for this spotlight, but bear with me because I do think that even if you don't like the deck, like the card needs to be talked about, and especially right now because the ban list does favor this deck. And the card itself was just generically good to begin with. So even if you don't like the deck, you might like to add the Arcana Knight Joker into your lineup of great cards. So this is going to have to be like a singles purchase unless you went through a bunch of boosters the way that I did. In the early days of Speed Duel, not everything was a big box set. There were structure decks, and then there were booster packs. And then they quickly figured out that if they put everything in a little box for us, we would buy 3 of those each, and we would be happy. And then some of us buy more than 3 of them because sometimes we want to have multiple play sets of cards. So this way we can go ahead and have entire matches done up, which again, we would love to continue doing that once our schedules synchronize again. So as soon as that happens, I promise you guys we'll have some more Speed Duel footage going as far as actual play. Now, how to make this card? What makes this card cool? It isn't the attribute, although light attribute could be killer, especially if we eventually get honest in the format, or any other cards that work for the light attribute. As there was like a trap card. I don't remember what it was called. It might have been something like Luminize or something, and it was essentially honest as a trap card too. It's kind of cool. Maybe we'll get it. Maybe we won't. This is a triple fusion, so Queen's Knight, Jack's Knight, and the King's Knight. A little weird that they did this in like not alphabetical order in any way. It's not reversed. It's not forward. They just kind of threw them on there. Is what it is. Fusion summon of this card can only be done with the above materials, so big stop. No fusion substitutions, guys. If you're going to make this guy, you gotta have all 3 of them if you're going to fuse for it. And this brings us to the first point. A lot of my side decks use the Waking the Dragon trap card. So this is going to be great. So if this is set in the owner's control, has left the field because of an opponent's card effect, and is either destroyed in the graveyard or banished and in the, the removed from play stack, you get to special summon a monster from your deck or your extra deck. And since, again, our whole purpose with our last deck on Friday was to play this bad boy, we got to choose between him or 3 other really good monster cards. And again, there's no harm in making this decision. And again, you got to look at the wording. A fusion summon of this can only be done with the above materials. Does not say this card may only be fusion summoned. So it doesn't have the same weaknesses as a hero card. Moving on. Once per turn, when a spell card, a trap card, or a monster effect is activated that targets this face-up card on the field. As a quick effect, you may discard the same type of card to negate the effect. So, let's do this, okay? So we went over the Waking the Dragon just off the basic effect. If it was a trap card, let's say Lost Wind. Lost Wind would activate against this. Target a face-up special summon monster on the field, negate its effects, and have its original attack value. Could be done to the Arcana Knight Joker. In this instance, you could pitch a copy of Waking the Dragon, or possibly your own Lost Wind, to go ahead and null this out, because this is a targeting effect. So again, we can gain some defense against it. Now, if we're going up against any other trap card that would do something similar, and the first one that comes to my mind is just going to be Crystal Raigeki, you could discard something like Lost Wind because it was in our build, and then you could still try to get your Lost Wind back if your opponent plays something out of their extra deck. So we can start setting into more plays by using cards that we would actually be trying to prevent. Again, if you are playing against this, though, Lost Wind is a great option because just real quick, your opponent's looking at it like this, okay? They can negate this, and then that's their one negate for the turn. Or they can choose not to negate it and lose their ability to negate, and now the dude is going to be at, 1900? So it's going to be half staff. They're going to negate it. So if you're trying to set up a combo, you could lead with the Lost Wind and go into the other play. It will work. Again, if it's a monster card effect, let's say Exile Force, you can negate that with something like the Queen's Knight. And if it's something more like Offerings to the Doomed, where it literally just goes, yeah, target a face of monster and pop it, we can negate it by going ahead and discarding a spell card like Reinforcement of the Army, which is kind of crazy. So you do get protections against some top tier cards. This is fine. That stat is also pretty amazing. There are very few monsters that actually outclass it. Blue Eyes Ultimate being one of them. Obelisk the Tormentor being a second. Raviel and Hamon being third and fourth. I don't think I said Master of Oz, but I may have. If not, Master of Oz is definitely in that list. But it is actually a very short list. And again, they have to do it through combat. Because if they try to use a monster effect like Destiny and Dragoon targets to destroy. Arcana Knight just needs to have a monster card in the hand, and he'll say no. So that would then negate it. And again, he's just going to outclass that guy on value anyway. Dragoon's only 3k by 3k. This guy's 38. So he is going to outclass him. He's going to be able to take him in combat, which is fine. It is also really cool to note that they are very easy to play. These guys are all pretty budget. Depending on if you're a foil nut like me, or if you're into the common look. And again, I've tried to do that with my entire set of Speed Duel cards. I like common for some reason for Speed Duel. I haven't done this yet. I can actually get common copies of the King's Knight, whereas anybody into foil can find these in foils from the tournament packs. So again, if you guys go to some sites like TCG Player, you guys can pick this up very easily. Same here. You're also going to need to pick up another card that's actually the skill card. So the skill card helps you get the extra summon so that you can go Queen to also then summon the King. King checks, finds Queen, summons Jack from deck, and then all you need is your Catalyst. Just go ahead, grab yourself a Polymerization, fuse those together, do things the proper way if you like, and that's all fine and well. But another thing that made it super cool was the fact that Reinforcement of the Army is no longer at 1, it's on the 2-ofs list. So not only can you have 3 of each of these and have a skill card that gives you the extra summon, let's just do that. That's easier. Not only do you do all that stuff, you also get 2 tutors that pull for the 2 cards that start the combination. So that again is really cool. Again, I had this Book of Moon as like another copy of a card that could target him. And another one that's actually kind of funny. So you could use this one yourself. It depends on your play style. But Diffusion can actually be a very funny play. Can be used against you. And since we are in the era where GX is totally a thing, fusions are totally a thing. So this isn't something that you might not see in every side deck, but once in a while you might. And if I had played this in the side deck during Friday's video, and I'm glad that you guys watched this late into this video to see this, what you could do is you could have your Arcana Knight Joker bust their boss monster. And maybe that's all the monsters they had. And because you're in the battle phase and you have extra zones in the back row that are open, you can play a quick play spell card from your hand at any point during your own turn. At which point you could target a fusion monster on the field, return it to the extra deck, then all the materials that were used in the fusion are in the graveyard, special summon them back. This means King, Queen, and Jack will all get direct attacks. Which is, I mean, we could do the math. So let's go 16 this. That's 31, 40, 5,000. So you can go for 5,000 direct attack after defusing your own Arcana Knights. This is a tech I did not add into the main deck. Because again, that makes it more of a casual thing. I kind of wanted you guys to be able to take it to locals. Maybe mess around with it a little bit. You can still mess around with it. Maybe you didn't want to play the whole Slifer bit, which I gave you that. You could still take out a Jack's Knight and still add another one, and you could play 2 defusions. You could absolutely do that. It is valid. But then again, it's more insistent on you being able to do something with that tactic rather than playing the normal way. And again, if you had done that on the same turn that you used the Royal Flush skill card to get everybody on board, they would not be able to attack directly. Only the Queen would. So again, it was a little double-edged. It was more of a casual strategy. That's why it wasn't included with the main deck video. But I do hope that this illustrates a point. Arcana Knight Joker was always a good card from release. Right now, his entire deck is even better because of the new ban list. So, might be time to check it out. If you guys haven't seen the deck list, go check it out. It's on the channel. If you guys enjoyed this, do the things. If not, don't. Do me one favor, guys. Finish this weekend out strong. I got another, what is it? We got Shark Man from the Mega Man CCG due tomorrow for you guys. And then, of course, we're going to get into more Speed Duel fun for you. So until next time, guys, you have a lovely day, and I hope to see you on the next one. Later.